What if I told you that most folks today are stuck in quiet defeat not because they don't have talent, but because their mental toughness is lacking? We spend our days scrolling endlessly, comparing ourselves to others, feeling envious, and then wondering why we feel stuck, weak, or lost. We crave comfort but end up drained. We steer clear of pain but suffer through it every single day. The harsh truth is that comfort is slowly destroying us, while struggle though tough plants the seed of genuine power. And here's the kicker. The ancient Stoics understood this long before smartphones, social media, or self-help books existed. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That's not just some quote. It's a weapon of mindset that allows you to stay solid in chaos and remain unshaken. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy life. Instead, it makes you unstoppable. Today, I want to take you deep into 8 brutal Stoic laws that will push you to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. These aren't just motivational cliché or hardcore truths from ancient wisdom, tested in battle to stand the test of time and still painfully relevant today. Before we dive in, I need one thing from you. If you're serious about growth, don't just sit back and watch this like it's another motivational video to pass the time. This isn't background noise, this is your wake-up call. Hit the like button right now. Leave a comment as we go along, especially when a point really hits home, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Most importantly, don't skip any part, because missing even one law could cost you clarity or courage at a critical moment. Now let's get started. Number 1. Embrace discomfort like it's your close friend. We've been conditioned to run away from pain, but the Stoics flipped that idea on its head. They told us to run toward it. Keep your eyes open and think about your biggest growth moment in life. Did it happen when you were feeling relaxed and everything was smooth? Or when life blindsided you and you had a choice to rise or to stay broken? Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, illness, and all of that, and he led with calm. He didn't dodge discomfort. He invited it, letting it shape him into something stronger. The obstacle to action, Marcus said, actually propels action. Whatever stands in your way becomes your way. That's not just poetic talk, that's law. Every obstacle is an opportunity. Each delay tests your patience. Each rejection teaches resilience. Modern life screams at us to avoid pain, but Stoics whisper, train for it. Whether it's a cold shower, a tough conversation, or a hard workout when you're exhausted, that's where your character is forged. Seneca, another Stoic thinker, practiced sleeping on floors, eating plain food, wearing old clothes, not out of self-hate, but as a way to train himself. Why? Because when life strips away your comfort, you're not shocked, you are prepared. Discomfort isn't your enemy. It reflects who you really are and who you're becoming. If you only accept small pain today, you'll suffer bigger pain tomorrow. But if you lean in and walk through fire with awareness, something incredible happens to you. Stop fearing pain. That's the start of real freedom. Think of discomfort like a sparring partner. It might bruise you, but it's building you. Do one small discomfort today. No excuses, like a cold shower, a deep conversation, sitting with boredom. Remind yourself that this is how warriors are made. Because the only way to get unstoppable is to stop running from what challenges you. Drop a comment below. Discomfort is my training ground. Number 2. Stop letting your emotions call the shots. How often does someone's word or action ruin your whole day? Someone says something rude, and suddenly you're snapping at others, skipping workouts, losing discipline. Here's the brutal truth: if your emotions rule you, you're a slave to them. Epictetus, a former slave turned Stoic teacher, said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. They can only do that if you permit it." Think about that. When someone cuts you off in traffic, you just handed them your peace. That breakup, you handed over your happiness. That rude comment online, you gave your joy away. Stoicism isn't about ignoring emotions. It's about observing, understanding, and responding with purpose, not reacting impulsively. Marcus Aurelius kept a journal what became his famous meditations where he wrote, "If external things distress you, the pain isn't from the thing itself but your judgment of it. And that judgment you can revoke at any moment. That's real control, the ability not to get shaken by things that don't deserve your energy. This is brutal but freeing. It means you can feel anger without acting on it, feel fear but still move forward, feel sadness but not drown in it. That's emotional strength. It's stoic freedom. Next time you're triggered, pause, breathe, ask yourself, is this feeling useful right now? Respond intentionally, not automatically. Becoming unowned by your emotions makes you calm, clear, and powerful. People notice when you no longer get pushed around. Number 3. Stop expecting life to be fair. One of the quickest ways to suffer is to believe the universe owes you fairness. You work your ass off and someone who's lazier gets promoted. You do the right thing and you still get punished. Feel that rage? That's what we call unfair. But the reality is, fairness is a myth we tell ourselves, as something we made up, not something the universe guarantees. Marcus Aurelius even said, you can commit injustice by doing nothing. He saw injustice every day, yet he didn't lose hope. He focused on strength instead. Life isn't about fairness. It's about resilience. Stoics didn't expect life to treat them kindly. They braced themselves for pain, loss, betrayal, change, so when hardships hit, they were ready. The truth? Fairness sounds nice but can weaken you if you cling to it. When we say this isn't fair, often what we're really saying is, I don't like this and I don't want to deal with it. But growth comes when you accept reality and move forward regardless. Acknowledge that tough times happen even to good people. Evil sometimes wins. Effort doesn't always pay off. That's just life. The difference? The average waits for fairness. The Stoic builds up internal power so that nothing outside can break them. That doesn't mean becoming cold or heartless. Seneca said, sometimes, living itself is an act of courage, especially when life seems unfair. Instead of whining, use pain as fuel, develop skills, love without expectations, face betrayal with dignity. It's radical responsibility, your choice, your move. You can't control how life hits, but you always control how you respond. That grounded, calm, warrior-like response, that's what makes you unstoppable. Fairness isn't promised, but freedom. That's earned for each hard choice, one step at a time. Number 4. Focus on what you can control and let go of everything else. The Stoics believed your true power is tiny but specific: your thoughts, your decisions, your actions, your responses. Everything outside that is out of your hands. Epictetus summed it up perfectly. Make the best use of what is within your power and accept everything else as it comes. The trap most people fall into: trying to control others, obsessing over outcomes, worrying about the future, and then feeling anxious or helpless. But what's truly under your control? Your thoughts, choices, actions, your attitude, and nothing else. You can't control the weather, but you can decide what clothes to wear. You can't control who likes you, but you can control how you treat others. You can't control the economy, but you can control how much you learn and prepare. That shift in focus gives back your power. Imagine you're in a stormy sea. Most people panic, scream, flail. The Stoic, they grab the wheel and steer the ship. That's what true composure looks like. When you feel stressed, ask yourself, is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, let go. Simple yet powerful. Marcus Aurelius reminds us you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and find strength. When you live that truth, people notice. You become unshakable, not because you control everything, but because you control yourself, no matter what happens around you. Number 5. Practice voluntary hardship to build your unbreakable will. Life's comforts are a trap. Most people avoid discomfort altogether. But the Stoics challenged themselves intentionally. Seneca suggested setting aside days of minimal comforts, wearing rough clothes, eating cheap, living simply, while asking, is this the condition I fear? That's voluntary hardship. It's about choosing discomfort not to suffer but to strengthen your mind. Most folks today avoid hunger, silence, inconvenience. And when real hardship hits, they break. But the Stoic, they've already trained for those tough days. They've done the work. Building willpower isn't about watching motivational videos. It's about doing what you don't want to do on purpose. Fasting for a day to master urges. Taking a cold shower when your mind screams no. Turning down luxury just to sharpen self-control. Waking early even when you'd rather sleep. Those small choices add up. Over time, you become danger-roused, not cruel to yourself, but resilient because you've already walked through fire voluntarily. When hardship comes and it will, you don't panic. You smile because you've prepared yourself by choice. Marcus Aurelius led during plagues, wars, and betrayals, and he remained cool because hardship wasn't a shock to him. It was expected. The real growth happens when you ask not how can I avoid hardship, but how can I become stronger through it. Practice being hungry, alone, cold, rejected, remain focused through all of it. Because one day, life will throw more at you than you think you can handle. When that day comes, you'll rise. Number 6. Detach from outcomes. Fall in love with the process. We've been conditioned to chase results, get the job, close the deal, earn admiration. But Stoicism flips that script. Instead of obsessing over the prize, focus on mastering your process. Why? Because results aren't guaranteed, but effort always is. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the goal in life. It's achieved by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When your happiness depends on outcomes, you set yourself up for disappointment. You work hard, don't see instant success, and you give up love someone and they leave you feel worthless. But what if you loved the work, the showing up, writing, building, learning, striving regardless of results? That's the true path. When you focus on the process, you always win even if the outcome isn't as expected. And here's the ironic part. When you stop obsessing over the outcome, you often achieve more. Because you're not desperate, you're grounded. Marcus Aurelius said, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to, with the same weapons of reason you use against the present. Just put your head down, work with courage now, not hoping for someday. If you're a writer, write not to go viral but to sharpen your mind. If you're an athlete, train not just to win but to master your body. Build not for applause but for pride. When you tie your worth to effort, not results, you become unstoppable. Show up as if success is already inevitable. Whether you win or fail, you've already won because you did the work." Number 7. Embrace death. Live with urgency and purpose. Most folks walk around as if they have forever, wasting time, postponing dreams, sticking in bad routines and unhealthy relationships. But the Stoics meditated on death to wake us up, not to be grim. Marcus Aurelius reminded us you could leave life right now. Let that guide what you do, say, and think. That's not firth, that's freedom. It's knowing that life is short and the ticking clock is real. So every moment lost, gone forever. The truth? You can't wait for someday. You can't keep saying I'll do it later or there's always tomorrow, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remember you will die. Not to be morbid, but to stay present and intentional. When you really accept that your time is limited, you stop wasting it on trivial stuff, endless scrolling, petty arguments, mediocrity. You start creating, loving, moving in the moment. Seneca said, "It's not that we have a short time, but that we waste a lot of it." You might not control how long you live, but you do control how deeply you live. The most dangerous lie, that there's plenty of time. No, you don't have time. That's why you need to act now. Postponing that project, forgiving that person, making that change is your moment. The Stoic doesn't ignore death. They stare it down and say, "You won't catch me sleeping on my life." This awareness doesn't cause anxiety. It makes you alive. Because the person who truly remembers death loves openly, works with urgency, and stops fearing failure, lives powerfully. Live like you're on borrowed time, because you are. When you do, you become magnetic, focused, and unbreakable. You stop chasing shallow validation and start moving with purpose. People feel it, you feel it, because real strength isn't in muscles or money. It's in the man who keeps his word, the woman who faces fear head-on, the soul that does what's right heaven when it's hard. You don't need motivation, perfect timing, or applause. You just need to start now. Train your mind, expect struggle, detach from outcomes, hold to your principles. Live as if your clock is running out, that's the Stoic way. And the best part, you don't need others' approval. When you walk this path, you become unshakable from within. So go ahead, drop in the comments, I am becoming unshakable day by day. If this resonated with you, if something sparked inside, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video, comment your favorite law, share it with someone on their journey, and subscribe. We're building a community of thinkers, warriors, real ones, those who want more than noise, who crave purpose. Remember, no part of your life is wasted. It's all training, all transformation. Keep showing up, keep choosing strength, and don't stop until you become unstoppable.